Hi there and welcome back to Hairomancer's Good Hair Q&A series. I'm Christina and I'll be answering your hair questions, and today's question is about colouring curly hair. Today's question came from the comments here on YouTube, and Carol wrote, any specific tips for curly hair care pre and post bleaching? And I think this is something I know quite a lot about because I've been colouring my hair for years now, and I've managed to keep my curls despite going extremely blonde compared to my natural colour. I have a bunch of tips about going blonde, and I'm going to make these specifically for curly hair. Number 1, don't wash your hair for at least 2 days before going to your salon appointment. Now, this isn't a long stretch for most curly girls, and in fact you can leave it a lot longer. It's better to go with dirty hair than with clean hair. The reason is, when you're having your hair bleached or lightened dramatically, the colour is applied directly to your scalp. And to protect your scalp, you want to create a nice barrier of your natural hair oils. So in the lead up, give yourself a few head massages and leave your hair without washing before you go to the salon. Now, on the morning of your appointment, brush out your hair before you go to the salon. And no, I wouldn't normally tell curly girls to put a brush anywhere near their hair, but in this case, it's going to be a lot less painful for you to do it than to have someone at the salon do it for you. You don't always need to brush out your curls to have your hair coloured, but it's going to make the stylist's job a lot easier if they can neatly part your hair and work through and apply the colour evenly. And if your hair has knots or tangles or tight ringlets, it's going to make it a lot more tricky for them to do. So grab a tangle teaser or a similar brush and brush out your hair until it's a huge frizzy mess. I'll put up a picture, I think you've seen this one before, of how my hair looks when I go to get it coloured. The reason I do this is that it just makes my colourist's job so much easier, and I don't have to ask anyone at the salon to do it for me. If you've forgotten and you've turned up, don't worry, just grab a brush and do it yourself. You don't need to have someone else brush through your curls. Just grab the brush and do it yourself at the salon. Now consider when you're going to actually book the appointment in against your calendar, and this is probably TMI, but try not to go on the first couple of days of your period. If you're like me, I'm a lot more sensitive to pain in those days, and while normally having my hair coloured doesn't affect me at all, I have experienced quite a bit of discomfort at that time of the month. So it's worth checking, particularly if it's the first time you've had colour applied to your scalp. It's not a reason to necessarily reschedule your appointment, but I would just mention it quietly to your hairdresser so that they're a little bit more careful. They'll check on you and just make sure that your colour's processing fine and you're not in any discomfort. Always make sure that your hairdresser uses Plex or Bond products when they're colouring your hair to go lighter. This new category of products, which I'll link to, we'll have a full video about Plex products. It's basically a new generation of products that help restructure the bonds in your hair while your hair's being coloured, and also has follow-up treatments at home. This is truly essential if you're looking to go blonde, and I couldn't be blonde and have curly hair without it. Absolutely, I stand by all Plex products giving me this quality of hair still after being this colour. There's usually 3 parts to these products, and there's a range of them available. There's Olaplex, there's Matrix Bond, there's Cureplex. Most professional lines will have a version, or will use Olaplex in the salon. Step 1 of the Plex process is mixed into your colour and applied by your hairdresser when doing your colour. Step 2 is applied after shampooing your colour out, and is a 10-minute mask either at the basin or you might go back to your chair for this step. And then step 3 is a take-home treatment that you purchase from the salon so that you can do this at home, and I'd recommend doing it weekly. Another at-home step I'd recommend is using either a purple shampoo or purple conditioner or some kind of toner to refresh your blonde hair. After the bleaching process, your hairdresser will probably do a toner while you're there in the salon, but this fades and you'll have that sort of yellow or brassy tones coming back before you're due for your next appointment. To keep your blonde looking its best and knock out any yellow tones, using these purple products at home is going to be your best secret. It works like on the colour wheel, and yellow and purple are opposite, so it knocks out and neutralises any yellow tones that are coming through your hair, anything that's kind of brassy, those sorts of things, and brings it back to a more neutral tone blonde, or cooler if you prefer that. You can leave the products on for longer. And it just helps balance your blonde hair and keep it looking shiny for longer. I normally use Matrix products for this step, but I've also been testing out a new one, which is the Insight Anti-Yellow Shampoo. And this one should work if you're following the curly girl method as well, because it doesn't contain any sulfates or silicons. If you are thinking about turning your curly hair blonde, I just want you to try and take it slow. You can get really excited and want to go blonde in one appointment, and depending on your natural colour that might be possible, but I'd always recommend listening to your hairdresser and taking it slow. Most people, to get their true desired blonde, take 3 to 5 appointments in the salon. Yes, it really can take that long because you want to make sure that the health of your hair is looked after in those times. Trying to lift it too many levels in one go, you're going to compromise your hair, and the health of your hair is really the most important thing. Trust me, I'm super impatient when it comes to getting results, but on this one, I do say take your time going blonde and your curls will thank you for it. I really hope these tips help if you're thinking about going blonde. And if you've got any other questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and answer them in a more in-depth video because I think I could go a lot deeper in this subject. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. You'll be then the first to see the next video, and give this a like if you're enjoying the series as well. Have fun with your hair, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.